it's my honor to welcome you, family, friends, faculty, and the Yale School of Medicine class of 2028. It's really a privilege to have our families here, and we'd like to thank you for the support and the values that you have given this group, as this is the future of medicine before you. And class of 2028, you are surrounded by family, friends, and now mentors and teachers who are vested in you and your success. Your families and friends have helped to shape you, and they have instilled in you a love of education, curiosity, qualities of compassion and empathy that have led you to choose this profession of medicine. They've nurtured you, encouraged your aspirations, challenged you to reach higher, and they've supported you when that reach has seemed impossible. Many have made significant sacrifices to get you to where you are today. 10% of you are the first in your families to achieve a college education. And your families represent cultures from across the country and the world. 29 of you were born outside the USA in 19 different countries: Argentina, Cameroon, Canada, China, Cuba, Egypt, El Salvador, Eritrea, Great Britain, India, Japan, Kenya, Mexico, Myanmar, Nigeria, the Philippines, Serbia, South Africa, and South Korea. You graduated from 49 undergraduate colleges, and the 104 of you who are here today were selected from more than 5,700 applicants to the School of Medicine. 2 of you have or are serving in the military. More students attended public undergraduate institutions than Ivy League schools. 21 of you received Pell Grants. And you are here because of who you are as individuals and who we think you have the potential to become as physicians and scientists. In every sense, you bring diversity to this school. You are one of our most accomplished classes by any measure, and you provide for us the clear evidence of inclusive excellence. In a short while, you're going to don a white coat. And this white coat came about as a symbol of the importance of science and medicine, but it has also come to symbolize professionalism and humanitarian ideals. And curiosity is the element that is common to these scientific and humanitarian underpinnings of medicine that are symbolized by the white coat. During your medical career, you will come to understand that the best way to care for human beings who are your patients is to learn the basic mechanisms of the diseases they have and to discover the mechanisms of conditions we don't yet understand. You will also learn that the best of intentions without knowledge can cause harm. Conversely, you'll better understand that science and medicine practiced without regard for ethics underlies some of the most heinous events of modern history. And lest you think that those are behind us, understand that we have coming artificial intelligence, gene editing, implantable chips. At the end of this ceremony, you will recite the White Coat Pledge, committing to serve your patients. And acknowledging the dignity of the individual patient is fundamental to our profession, and it supersedes all other ideologies. It requires curiosity and listening more than speaking. As we begin this academic year, at a time of great polarization in our country, I derive hope that you will listen to each other and the diverse members of our community as you pledge, quote, to communicate effectively, respectfully, and compassionately, to conduct ourselves in accordance with the professional and ethical standards, and you vow to recognize the influence of your biases and to challenge yourselves. We have high expectations, but like your family, we will support you in reaching these expectations. The Yale system of medical education offers an amazing environment in which you can hone this curiosity. The fundamentals of the system are the concept that you are mature, you are motivated to learn, you require some guidance and stimulation rather than compulsion or competition. And as a student of the Yale system, you will learn from each other, from the master clinician in the hospital, from the Howard Hughes investigator down the hall, from a scholar of literature across campus, from your patients, our community, from alumni. And your advisory colleges will bring all of these people together. My hope for you is that as a member of this supportive community, you will discover joy in learning and discovery and in caring for your patients and for each other. So now, I would like to welcome Dr. Jessica Luzzi, Deputy Dean for Education, to the podium. Dr. Luzzi has been Deputy Dean since January of 2021, and prior to that, served as the director of our advanced training period for the MD program. Dr. Luzzi is also the Harold W. Jockers Professor of Medical Education, as well as a professor of OBGYN and reproductive sciences. Dr. Luzzi.
Thank you, Dean Brown. I'd like to thank and introduce the Yale School of Medicine faculty and medical education leaders who are joining us today on this stage. They will be helping you don your white coats later in the ceremony, as I know they will be assisting you throughout your time here at the Yale School of Medicine. First, Dr. John Francis. He is our Associate Dean for Student Affairs. Dr. Francis provides career guidance, academic and personal support to all YSM students throughout their time at Yale. Dr. Francis is also an associate professor of medicine with a specialty in infectious disease. Next, Dr. Barbara Kazmierczak. Dr. Barbara Kazmierczak directs the MD-PhD program at Yale. This program, which provides formal training in biomedical research as well as other disciplines, is one of the oldest such programs in the country and has an outstanding track record for training physician scientists. Dr. Kazmierczak is also a professor of infectious disease and microbial pathogenesis. Many of you have already met Dr. Laura Ment, our Associate Dean for Admissions and Financial Aid. Dr. Ment is also the director of the START program, so some of you have had the opportunity to spend time with her in that context. And additionally, she is a professor of pediatric neurology. Dr. Michael Schwartz is our Associate Dean for Curriculum. Dr. Schwartz has also served as the Director of Innovation in Medical Education, and he is an Emeritus Associate Professor in Neuroscience. Dr. Servit Chowdhury. Dr. Chowdhury, along with Dr. Herzog, is an Associate Dean for Student Research. Together, Dr. Chowdhury and Dr. Herzog lead our robust student research program that supports every medical student in completing their required thesis. Dr. Chowdhury is also a professor of medicine and co-director of the National Clinician Scholars Program. Dr. Marietta Vasquez, our Associate Dean for Student Diversity. Dr. Vasquez oversees the strategic deployment of resources and coordinates the activities in the area of recruitment and professional development of students who are underrepresented in medicine. Also joining us today are Eric Schwassi. Eric is the YSM Director of Admissions. And we also have Dr. Mac Griffiths from the YSM class of 1966 and immediate past president of the Association of Yale Alumni in Medicine. And Dr. Alexei Natsum, the YSM class of 2012 and chair of Agents for the Alumni Fund, which provides tremendous support to our students and our many student programs. So they'll be joining us up on the podium shortly. Now I'll let Dean Brown return to the podium to introduce our guest speaker.
It's my honor and privilege to introduce our guest speaker for today's White Coat ceremony, Dr. Paris D. Butler. Dr. Butler is an associate professor in the Division of Plastic Surgery at the School of Medicine and the inaugural vice chair of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion in Yale's Department of Surgery. His remarkable career and dedication to the field of medicine serve as an inspiration to us. Dr. Butler's journey in medicine began when he was a student athlete at Roanoke College, where he played basketball before pursuing his medical degree at University of Virginia School of Medicine. He completed general surgery residency at the University of Virginia, followed by specialized training in plastic surgery at the University of Pennsylvania. Dr. Butler holds board certifications from both the American Board of Surgery and the American Board of Plastic Surgery, and he is a fellow of the American College of Surgeons. His clinical expertise encompasses a wide range of procedures, including breast reconstruction, post-bariatric body contouring, and aesthetic surgeries. Beyond his clinical work, Dr. Butler is renowned for his research in keloid biology, which he has pursued during a postdoctoral fellowship at Stanford University. He also holds a Master's of Public Health from the University of California, Berkeley, with a focus on health policy and minority health. Dr. Butler's commitment to reducing healthcare disparities is nationally recognized. His work spans research, policy, and education, aiming to bridge the gaps in healthcare access and outcomes along ethnic lines. Before joining Yale, he served as assistant professor of surgery at the University of Pennsylvania, where he also took on the role of associate designated institutional official of underrepresented in medicine affairs. His dedication to education and mentorship has earned him numerous teaching awards and recognition for mentoring residents, medical students, and aspiring high school students. Dr. Butler has authored over 75 publications and actively contributes to several prestigious communities, including the American College of Surgeons Committee on Healthcare Disparities and the American Society of Plastic Surgery's Diversity and Inclusion Committee, which he chairs. Dr. Butler's exemplary career and unwavering commitment to excellence make him an inspiration for all future healthcare professionals. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Butler.
What a beautiful day and occasion. Good afternoon, esteemed colleagues, proud loved ones, and most importantly, our remarkable, shiny new medical students. It is both a pleasure and an honor to be here with you today to celebrate this momentous occasion in your professional lives. I thank Dean Aluzzi and Dean Brown for the invitation to help welcome you to the Yale School of Medicine family. As previously and kindly mentioned, I'm an associate professor of plastic and reconstructive surgery and duly serve as the vice chair of inclusive excellence in Yale's Department of Surgery. I genuinely believe that I have the best job in the world, serving the tripartite mission of academic medicine. I have the privilege of operating and caring for patients, like I did this morning, regardless of their ability to pay. I have the resources to conduct research to help move my discipline forward. And finally, I have the tremendous opportunity to help educate the next generation of physicians. And at Yale School of Medicine, not simply physicians, but future physician leaders like yourselves. I would be remiss if I did not begin my remarks by first congratulating you and those that have helped support you to this point in your lives. None of us get here alone. You've likely heard the adage, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, I'd suggest that it takes a community to raise a young physician. For the majority of you, graduating from high school was a foregone conclusion. For some, attending and graduating from college may have been anticipated. But I would surmise that even those of you raised by Earl Woods, Tiger Woods' father, or Richard Williams, Venus and Serena's father, or the Bush family, it was not fully anticipated that you would land a seat in the class of 2028 at quite arguably the most prestigious medical school in the country. For that, you should take a moment to reflect and be proud of yourselves. Today, you will be given a white coat, a symbol of your entry into our beloved medical profession. This coat represents a promise to uphold the highest standards of care, to approach each patient with compassion, and to continuously strive for excellence in the care of humankind. It is a symbol of trust that patients place in you and of the profound responsibility that you are now assuming. You are stepping into a profession where we take an oath to respect a patient's rights and decisions, maintain confidentiality, and uphold the medical profession's honor and traditions, and we have many of them. It also includes a promise to not allow factors like race, gender, religion, who a person loves, socioeconomic status, or political persuasions interfere with a physician's duty to their patients. I would argue that at this institution, the Hippocratic Oath is not simply a statement that we recite as a guiding principle, but it's truly a daily commitment. As you are beginning to experience, becoming a physician is a journey, sometimes a serpentine one, like myself, filled with both triumphs and challenges. You will face long hours, demanding coursework and faculty, yes, faculty, and unpredictable emotional experiences. I encourage you to be truly dedicated to learning your craft. Many of you muscled through organic chemistry, not because you love stereoisomers, but because you knew it was necessary for your entrance into medical school, so you could then learn about heart disease or sickle cell anemia, and yes, maybe even surgery. Well, here you are. Embrace this knowledge that you are about to obtain and own it. The health of our country and this world depends on it. Malcolm Gladwell is one of my favorite authors, and the book he is likely most well known for is titled Outliers. Most people laud the section of the book where it endorses that it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at something. An interesting and often discussed concept, but my favorite part of the book is where he states that you must have 3 essentials to make work meaningful. It must be complex, it must yield significant independence, and there must be a direct correlation between effort and reward. I would argue that very few fields beyond your newly chosen profession more appropriately fit that meaningful billing. If I may, I would like to leave you with 3 take-home points to consider as you embark on the start of your medical education. The education literature tells us that according to the rule of 3s, people truly digest and remember concepts when they are grouped into 3s. My wife's an educator. She informs me about this all the time. Number 1, treat medical school like a job. As a college student from Fairfax, Virginia, I had the good fortune of meeting a Yale School of Medicine alum by the name of Dr. Clarion E. Johnson, class of 1976. Dr. Johnson, now retired, was the global medical director for ExxonMobil, housed in the Washington, D.C. area. Through a college scholarship I received from ExxonMobil, as an undergrad, I was introduced and subsequently mentored by Dr. Johnson. When I was accepted to the University of Virginia for medical school, we met in his office in Fairfax to discuss the transition from undergrad to medical school. Although an incredibly brilliant and well-spoken individual, he would frequently speak to me quite frankly, likely so I would be able to understand and digest it. His parting message that day was, if you were graduating from college, you would need to get a 9-to-5 job to pay rent, feed, and clothe yourself. Think of medical school as a job. It will be easy to sleep in, procrastinate for exams, etc. Don't fall into that trap. Get up early, commit yourself to learning every day, and put in overtime. Think of it as your job. I undeniably would not have graduated near the top of my class had it not been for enacting Dr. Johnson's words of wisdom. Who knew that I'd be sharing that same piece of advice almost exactly 25 years later at the very medical school that educated him? Number 2, remember that you are on your own timetable, but ensure you're always moving forward. So as previously mentioned, I trained for 12 years after medical school to do what I do today. 5 clinical years of general surgery at the University of Virginia, 3 years in a basic science lab at Stanford, 1 year as a policy fellow at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services under the Obama administration, and then 3 years as a plastic surgery fellow at the University of Pennsylvania. That is the equivalent of 4 family medicine residencies, which for those of you that don't know, it's 3 years in duration. I tell my mentees that no one has to train for 12 years, so parents and significant others, worry not. But those 12 years worked out perfectly for me, because the entire time I was progressing towards my goal of becoming an academic plastic and reconstructive surgeon and a departmental vice chair. If I don't go into the basic science lab at Stanford in the midst of my general surgery training, then I do not obtain my MPH at Berkeley. If I do not get my MPH at UC Berkeley, I wouldn't be equipped to contribute to the health equity work that I currently do today. If I don't complete general surgery residency with my MPH and contributions to the literature, I likely don't become a finalist for the White House Fellowship and spend a year as an HHS fellow. If I don't become an HHS fellow and show scholastic productivity at UVA and Stanford, I likely don't match at Penn for my plastic surgery training. And if I don't go to Penn for my plastic surgery training, it's highly unlikely that I later am recruited to join their faculty, and even less likely that I would subsequently be swept away by another Ivy League institution a little further north. Your serpentine path can be a beautiful one. Just make it your path and be less concerned about the duration, as long as you're always progressing towards your desired destination, even if right now it seems aspirational at best. Number 3, finally, remember your privilege as a physician and use it for good. You have joined what is arguably the most respected and sought-after profession known to humankind. As physicians, we play the pivotal role in saving lives, promoting health, and alleviating suffering. Although you'll hear rumblings of diminished reimbursement rates and more administrative burden from electronic medical records and Epic, what we do is special, and we are all compensated relatively well to carry out that craft. With this privilege comes responsibility, and I implore you to never forget the human element of your work. Listening to your patients, understanding their fears and hopes, and treating them with kindness is as important as any clinical or surgical skill that you will provide. So as I conclude, and you receive your white coats today, I encourage you to reflect on the profound impact that you will and can assuredly make. Embrace this new chapter with dedication and passion. Let your professional path be guided by the principles of empathy and integrity and lifelong learning. Again, congratulations to each of you on reaching this milestone. I am truly excited to see where your aspirations take you, and I applaud you for your commitment to learning the science and art of medicine. Thank you for allowing me to celebrate you, and best wishes as you begin this exciting, transformative journey.
Thank you, Dr. Butler. At this time, I'd like to call up Mr. Eric Twasey, JD, who is our Director of Admissions, who will introduce the class of 2028. When he calls your name, please rise, come to the stage where a Yale School of Faculty member will assist you in donning your white coat. We will take a photo together, and then Associate of Yale Alumni Executive President past, Matt Griffiths, and AYAM Chair of Agents, Alexi Nazem, will give you your stethoscopes before you return to your seat. Eric.
All right. Thank you, Dean Brown. Good afternoon, class of 2028. So as Dean Brown mentioned, I'll be calling your names in alphabetical order. When I do, come up stage left, don your coat, keep on coming, strike a pose with Dean Brown for the photograph. Photographers are right here in the middle. After your photograph, make your way down stage right and return to your seat. Finally, before we get started, a quick note for friends and family. When your student is called, please let out a very brief cheers and applause, but just a few seconds, so the next family can hear their student's name. We'll pause at the end for a rousing round of applause with the whole class. So let's get started. Mohammed Ahmed Rami from Amherst College. Stacy An from University of California, Berkeley. Sujai Arakali from University of Michigan. Akin Eremu from University of Georgia. Arjun Aaron from University of Southern California. Sem Osmalash from Yale University. Priscilla Oluwakemi Badusi, Wellesley College. Alejandra Barreto, University of Southern California. Sebastian Benavides from University of Southern California, entering the MD PhD program. Ishwarya Bhattacharya, Yale University. Bailey Thompson Blake from College of William and Mary. Allison Bratley from Massachusetts Institute of Technology, entering the MD PhD program. Joshua Brenny, Oregon State University. Evan Castellino from Harvard University, entering the MD PhD program. Abraham Castaneda from Harvard University. Brian Chen, Columbia University. Tiffany Xiao Chen from Johns Hopkins University. Serena Chi, University of California, Berkeley. Crystal Chakura, Duke University. Ada Chung from University of California, Los Angeles. Haley Mae Cox from Montana State University. James Long Cross from Yale University. All right. Morgan Daly Dedyo, University of Pennsylvania. Oh, 1 second. Oh, sorry. Going back one. Alan Cross. Sorry, who did I miss? Alan Cooper. Oh, sorry, Alan Cooper from the University of Chicago, entering the MD PhD program. I see. Who's that? Who's that? Who do we have there? Sorry, James? All right, James Cross, Yale University. Morgan Daly Dedyo, University of Pennsylvania. Stephanie Ling Dung from Cornell University, entering the MD PhD program. William Dorst from Boston University. Haripriya Dukapati from Duke University. Alexandra Dumas, University of Pennsylvania, entering the MD PhD program. Adebayo Oseyubar Efanuga from New York University. Inji Eldib from Brown University. Taj El Halili from Johns Hopkins University. Lydia Fozo from Johns Hopkins University, entering the MD PhD program. Colin Frazier from University of Maryland College Park, entering the MD PhD program. Miguel Fuentes Garcia from Harvard University. Justice Michael Gabriel from the United States Military Academy. Dariana Gil Hernandez from University of Puerto Rico. Samira Glazier-Hahn from Yale University. Paul Timothy Gomez from Davidson College. Emily T. Guo from University of Pennsylvania. Lexi Hernandez Sanchez from Yale University. Chloe Hicks from Duke University, entering the MD PhD program. Haley Dawn Hogue from the University of Arkansas. Yuqing Wang from University of California, Los Angeles. Om Juhagirdar, Stanford University. Madeline Danielle Kidd from Harvard University. Sarah Jiyoon Kim from Brown University. Cole King from Kansas State University. Kyle King from Yale University. Alexa Kwan, University of California, Los Angeles. Sophia Lamsifer, City University of New York, Hunter College. Siddhartha Lavu, the University of Texas at Dallas. Charlotta Lebedenko from Fordham University, entering the MD PhD program. Albert Yosang Lee from Johns Hopkins University. Ken Lee from Washington University in St. Louis, entering the MD PhD program. Morton Lee from University of Chicago. Michelle Lee, Stanford University. Rachel Leanne, University of California, San Diego. Colin Link from St. Ambrose University, entering the MD PhD program. Brian Luong Liu from Washington University in St. Louis. Max Liu, the University of Alabama. Wendy Luo, Columbia University. Jiaming Ma, Dartmouth College. Alina Ashley Martell, Yale University. Mitchell Martin, North Carolina State University. Jason Ryan McFadden, Dartmouth College. Madeline McKean from Middlebury College, entering the MD PhD program. Timothy Merriman from University of Massachusetts Amherst, entering the MD PhD program. Manessa Mendu, Harvard University. Jacob Miller from University of Southern California, entering the MD PhD program. Lena Mohammed Ali from Washington University in St. Louis, entering the MD PhD program. Ryan Thomas Mullen from Duke University. Mira S. Nair from Harvard University. Henna Son Nam from University of Chicago, entering the MD PhD program. Alejandra Nunez from Columbia University. Alexandros Papajan from Yale University. Osme Peredias San Roman from Duke University. Matthew Park from Stanford University. Emily Bell Parker from Indiana University. Eric Penachet from University of Southern California, entering the MD PhD program. Francisca Perez, Cornell University. Diego Perez Aracena from Fordham University, entering the MD PhD program. Zoe Posner from Yale University, entering the MD PhD program. Kashif Qureshi from University of Minnesota. Anish Raju from University of Arizona. Sarada Shriya Rajam from McMaster University. Camilo Ramirez from Brown University. Geronimo Reyes Olmedo from Washington and Lee University. Christina Rinaldi from Johns Hopkins University. Juan Francisco Ruiz from Boston University, entering the MD PhD program. Devin Murat Seli from Yale University. Niraj Senthil, University of California, Davis. Alina Idrashen from University of California, Berkeley. Rachel Shi, University of Washington. Nikita Singh, University of Maryland. Yova Stanisavich from University of Chicago, entering the MD PhD program. Christina Trapara Hacker from Harvard University. Lily Waddell, Dartmouth College. Thomas Walter, College of Charleston. Haru Yamamoto from University of California, Berkeley, entering the MD PhD program. Elaine Gang from Johns Hopkins University. Isha Yardi from University of Maryland. Ella Chayi John from Johns Hopkins University. All right. And now, all right, class of 2028, please stand so we can all give you one big applause.
Eric, that was a tour de force, and Alexi and Mac, thank you very much. From generation to generation. John?
May the class please stand so we can repeat together the Yale School of Medicine White Coat Pledge. You can find that it's out of your bulletins. Repeat together. In the tradition of our predecessors, witnessed by our families, friends, and colleagues, and in service to our future patients, we willingly take this oath. We pledge to apply ourselves to developing the foundation of knowledge, skills, and competencies necessary to become exemplary clinicians, scientists, and healthcare leaders dedicated to improving the health of all people. We pledge to support one another in learning, recognizing that the optimal care of patients and the advancement of science and understanding is attained through collaboration and teamwork. We commit to recognize barriers to achieving health equity and to work towards dismantling these barriers. We recognize that achieving true equity requires lifelong education, self-reflection, and commitment to challenge the status quo. We pledge to communicate effectively, respectfully, and compassionately, and to conduct ourselves in accordance with the professional and ethical standards. We vow to recognize the influence of our biases and to challenge ourselves to provide equitable care for all, regardless of their cultural, religious, or personal beliefs. We pledge to actively engage in cultural humility, striving to address the needs of marginalized communities. We pledge to recognize the contributions of others with gratitude when we succeed, learn from our mistakes when we err, acknowledge our own limitations, and seek guidance when we are uncertain. We vow to nurture our own physical and mental health so that we may offer our best selves to our patients, loved ones, and communities. We vow to recognize and respect the time, effort, and dedication of those who teach us, mentor us, and support us in our professional development. We recognize that our patients will always be our greatest teachers. With this white coat, we humbly recognize the sacrifices made by those around us, enabling us to pursue this profession, the privileges endowed upon us, and the accompanying responsibilities. We will strive to be worthy of the trust we receive. Together we rise to the challenges and embrace the opportunities that lie ahead, upholding these principles throughout our careers. You may be seated.
I love the paparazzi around the edges here. Before we adjourn, for the class of 2028 photo, which will be at the front of Sterling Hall, followed by a reception here at Harkness, I want to make a couple of mentions. I want to thank our provost, Scott Strobel, who is sitting in the audience, and it conveys, I think, just how extensive your family is here at Yale University. But I also want to express appreciation for many people who are behind the scenes and made today's ceremony possible. And I'm sure I will miss somebody, but Barbara Watts in the Office of Admissions, Jill Alenti, Deanna Calvert, Joanne Cezot in the Office of Student Affairs, Abby Campbell, Kimberly Connor, Anthony DiCarlo, Lindsay Legier, Andrew Osborne, and Harold Shapiro from the Office of Communications Multimedia Team. This now brings us to the conclusion of today's celebration, and on behalf of Yale University and Yale School of Medicine, I congratulate the class of 2028. I wish you the best in your education, and we know that we will learn much from you. Welcome.